Hey guys, All in Crypto here and welcome back for another YouTube video. So guys, let me just first off start by saying I hope that everyone has had a fantastic Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you're just enjoying the time off. If nothing else, maybe spending it with family and friends. I know that's quite difficult at the moment given the whole situation. I know here in the UK, it is sort of a bit all over the shop. But guys, in this video, really what I want to talk about is the current situation which is going on between the SEC and Ripple Labs Incorporated and how exactly that is going to and is affecting the XRP price. So the market as a whole has reacted very negative to this news. A lot of people saying we were sort of due a pullback. However, I think largely, certainly when it comes to XRP, Stellar Lumens, which obviously Jed McCaleb's coin. Jed McCaleb used to work for XRP. For those of you who don't know, a bit of trivia. We are currently on a weekly basis down 48% and 20% today. Yesterday we had a bit of a spike with the XRP price. Now I assume that was just because the people that have heard this news and were reacting to it had already sold, and essentially the sell pressure had somewhat dissolved and the buy pressure sort of spiked it back up. But we are of course coming back down, and I think we are going to continue to, I'm really hoping that we can capitulate or start to capitulate and we don't go much lower than this, because guys, this doesn't look great. Essentially, for you guys that do not know what's going on, the SEC is suing Ripple Labs Incorporated, essentially saying that the XRP is deemed a security and that they sold XRP to retail customers without registering XRP as a security. So look, when I first heard this news, guys, I actually didn't believe it. I thought this was just more news. We've had plenty of companies and plenty of sort of chatter that companies are being sued by so-and-so or, you know, whatever. And I initially didn't really think that this had any sort of substance to it. However, I actually have come over to the SEC website, the US Securities and Exchange Commission, and essentially the SEC charges Ripple and two executives with conducting a $1.3 billion unregistered security offering. Washington, D.C. On December the 22nd of 2020. The Securities and Exchange Commission announced today that it has filed an action against Ripple Labs Incorporated and two of its executives, who are also significant security holders, alleging that they raised over $1.3 billion through an unregistered security, ongoing digital asset security offering. This isn't good news. The two executives who have been mentioned here are Christian Larson and Brad Garlinghouse, which is the current CEO. Chris Larson is on the board. He's the chairman of the board and was the current and was the CEO. Whereas Brad Garlinghouse is now the current CEO. Guys, this is really bad news in the sort of sense that if XRP is deemed a security, essentially it would lose its sort of use case. You couldn't use XRP if it was deemed a security for on-demand liquidity. You couldn't use it as a currency. You couldn't use it as a cross-border payment system. You couldn't use it as anything. Essentially, it would have to be traded as a stock, looked at as a store of value. By the way, it's important for me to say that the SEC only have jurisdiction in certain parts of America. The rest of the world has not deemed XRP a security. The United Kingdom has looked very kindly on crypto and crypto regulations. However, this, guys, I can almost smell something fishy in the air with this. Very coincidental that it's come about now as XRP's price was sort of shooting off, and not only that, the guy who's actually in charge of launching this lawsuit is actually stepped down as chairman of the SEC, and it's going into a different administration. So it's almost like it's not really good etiquette for somebody to do that and pass it on to the next person who's then going to have to deal with it. Also, the timing over Christmas. Usually they'd wait till January to do this. It's going to be a big thing. This isn't going to go away anytime soon, guys, and there's going to be one of two scenarios that play out here. Either the lawsuit is dropped, which is extremely good news for not just XRP but the entire crypto market as a whole, or on the other side, which I don't believe is going to happen, however, is a possibility, XRP is deemed a security, which is not only extremely bullish for XRP as it would take away its use case, but is extremely it's very bearish news if that happens, not just for XRP but the entire crypto market. And there was coins mentioned such as Chainlink that they may go after. I will essentially play you a little clip here. I don't want to play too much.
I have said for years
of Brad Garlinghouse essentially saying that he believes the value of cryptocurrencies comes from the use case and the sort of problems that they solve. And like I say, if XRP becomes a security, XRP's use case would be you couldn't use it for what it's sort of set out to do. So let me play this.
Set up with you. I violently believe that the long-term value of any digital asset is going to be derived from its utility. I think one utility is store of value, and you're seeing that across Bitcoin. You're seeing that across other cryptocurrencies that don't have an inflationary dynamic. As you introduced in the beginning of the segment, Ripple is using an open source digital asset, XRP, to solve a payments problem. And it's extremely good at that because it's extremely fast and extremely cheap on a per transaction basis.
It wouldn't be able to do that as a security. And that is why this is such a damaging lawsuit. Even though they've sort of not won the lawsuit, just the sort of speculation that they could be deemed a security. Companies are going to start dropping XRP, I believe, left, right, and center. We're already seeing they're getting delisted off a number of exchanges, no big exchanges. However, as this lawsuit plays out, we'll see how that plays out. It's definitely not good news, not only for XRP, like I say, the other sort of cryptocurrencies out there. Ripple CEO Garlinghouse responds to the SEC complaints against XRP. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has responded to the latest regulatory complaints against XRP, assuring shareholders that the company will provide their case in court. In December 22nd blog post, Brad Garlinghouse argued that the legal action against the XRP cryptocurrency brought by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission is an assault on the crypto market at large. I agree with him. I think that if you are sort of for traditional markets and for sort of the traditional monetary system, cryptocurrencies are a direct opponent to you. XRP essentially is very much shaking, and Ripple Labs are very much shaking up the grounds on cross-border payments and sort of how they've traditionally been done with companies such as Swift. They're very much stepping on a lot of people's toes. So it would make sense that they were going to sort of face some serious opposition at some point. There's a quote from Brad Garlinghouse here. It says, Ripple, Chris and I may be the ones named on the filing, but this is an assault on the crypto market at large. In this case, XRP is a proxy for every other altcoin in the space. I agree. From there, you have a snowball effect. This isn't good news for any market maker exchange like Coinbase, etc. This sets a terrible industry-wide precedent for any companies working with digital assets. Like I say, the flip side of this coin is if it gets thrown out and XRP gets deemed a non-security, it's going to be extremely bullish for not only XRP but the rest of the market. If it does, however, I am still bullish on XRP. Let me just give you my sort of take on what I think is going to happen with the price. I'm hoping we start to capitulate around here and hopefully go higher. But ultimately, I don't think any sort of significant growth is going to take place until this lawsuit has been resolved. And typically, these lawsuits are not only going to be very expensive, they're going to take a very long period of time, a year's time frame. All very convenient that it's come around at the start, just before we start the year 2021, where I have typically said I think it's going to be a very, very, very bullish news. It's not just me that says this. There are a hell of a lot of traders, a hell of a lot of investors out there, very big and famous investors that are all suggesting the same thing. And to get hit with this lawsuit now, when the ledger of XRP has existed since 2013, is very, very, very suspicious. Number of things are suspicious. This guy's doing it as sort of a final goodbye as he leaves the SEC. He's sort of dropping it on the next administration. we will see what happens here, guys. I am not majorly worried. However, I will definitely change my stance if it gets deemed a security. And not only will I change my stance on XRP, but I'll do it on a number of other altcoins. I did find definitions of what a security is differ from state to state in America, and they also differ from country to country. But what is a security? The term security refers to a fungible, negotiable financial instrument that holds some type of monetary value. It represents an ownership position in a publicly traded corporation via stock, a creditor relationship with a government body, or a corporation represented by owning that entity's bonds, or the rights to ownership as represented by an option. That doesn't sound like XRP to me. I personally don't think XRP is a security. However, the heat that we are now under from the SEC is significant. It's been significant enough to sort of drop the price. XRP has been a very hard coin to hold. I've been buying XRP all throughout this bear market, and it's actually been very disappointing, especially when I bought coins like Chainlink, Polkadot, Cardano, EOS, you name it, and they've performed very, very well. Synthetics token, I've bought a number of coins that have significantly outperformed even Ethereum and Bitcoin, but even Ethereum and Bitcoin have realistically outperformed XRP. Yes, it is a laggard and does typically sort of lag behind them in terms of the gains that it makes, and it comes a little bit later on down the line. However, this news could be very, very detrimental. But for now, my outlook is still bullish. It's just a case of really seeing what happens with this. The market as a whole hasn't reacted great. We are sort of seeing a bounce back. Bitcoin is doing fantastic. Like I say, I did a video saying that we were going to sort of hit 26,000 before we see any sort of a pullback or capitulation. I still think that's on the cards. Litecoin is doing exceedingly well. Which is funny because we never really have any news for Litecoin. However, maybe somebody knows something that we don't know. Chainlink isn't doing well. The market as a whole has reacted pretty badly to this news, to be honest with you. And we will see what plays out. But sorry guys, this has been a bit of a doom and gloom video. I didn't intend it to be. I'm just kind of telling you guys what's going on. For those of you who are wondering what's actually happening with the price of XRP and the larger crypto market, this is really the main news that explains it. And my outlook on the crypto market is still extremely bullish. I still think these are a revolutionary asset that you do not want to miss out on. However, with anything, there's always going to be a bit of turmoil. With any sort of a new emerging market, you're always going to have uncertainty, certainly when it comes to regulations. The regulations that we have on the crypto market as a whole is very small, very limited. And I think they're doing this deliberately. But yeah, guys, we'll see what plays out. But for now, I'm going to love you and leave you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you leave me a comment with what you think, that would be much appreciated. And I really look forward to seeing you on the next video, guys. Thanks a lot.